Hi Pisces, welcome to the channel. My name is Echo Moon. Today I'm bringing you your first half of your love reading. This is going to be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And this is a general love reading, so this is for both singles and couples. Take what resonates with your situation, leave what doesn't. I'm going to split up the spread. I'm going to do it separately for the next love reading, so that's going to be for the second half of her. I got to switch it up. I just gotta. All right, so what we're going to do is start off with the Oracle deck, look at some intentions, challenges, etc. Clear that out, then we're going to get into the Tarot spread. The Oracle spread and the Tarot spread do not coincide with one another. They're two separate spreads. So take what resonates with you the most and leave what doesn't. Sometimes they coincide, sometimes they don't. All right, so for you Pisces, at the beginning, first half of it, what is your intention when it comes to your love life? Where are you at with that? What is your focus? Where is your mind, Pisces? Yin. It's all about being mindful of your intuition, being open to receive. That is feminine energy. We all have masculine and feminine, like I say, but this is all about, being receptive. That's like moon energy. But you being a water sign, this is right up your alley because you're intuitive naturally. So you guys are tapping into your intuition, which is awesome. Being a little more light than aggressive, if light is the word for it. I know Mercury is in retrograde, and I'm going to say this on every video, okay? Because that is an excuse of why I cannot find words, okay? Even though I can't do it most of the time, but still, all right? But it's more or less, like I said, instead of pushing yourself towards something and being aggressive, it's more or less sitting back and observing and letting your intuition take place, take over. Now, what is a challenge for Pisces? Oh, don't do it to me, baby. What's a challenge for you guys? Higher power. Well, isn't that something? Your focus, your intent is to be receptive, but at the same time, your challenge is trusting your intuition, trusting that inner voice, trusting the messages that Spirit is giving to you, the signs, the synchronicities that Spirit is giving to you. That's kind of like that's a conflict right there. But yeah, your challenge is having faith in the situation as well. So for some of you guys, it's all about having faith on how things are going to move forward, either in a relationship or with your relationships if you're single, okay? But at the same time, your focus and what your intention is to tap into that higher power. But that's also a challenge for you as well. Now, what's a lesson? What is a lesson? Ciao, ciao. Truth be told, Capricorn just had this in the same section, I believe. I think it was Capricorn. Your lesson is to be open and to be honest with how you feel. This is about communication. Be true to who you are. Not wearing any mask, not being in denial. Understanding yourself, knowing yourself. Now let's look at the compatibility factor here. Like, what draws you and this other person together? Treasure Island. You guys both see the value in one another. Sorry, I had to crack knuckles because, like, you shuffle so much, you just gotta stretch out the digits, you know what I mean? But you guys both see the value in one another. And again, relationship, single, I'm not gonna keep saying that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you go below the surface. And again, your lesson is to open up. And so once you do that, that's when that other person is able to see, like, in depth, they get to see the real you, because of course, when we're with people, if you're not in a relationship and you're just meeting the person, they're not going to know everything about you. Of course, you're not going to show everything about you. Some people do, some people don't. But if you don't, then this person is going to be able to see in depth on who you actually are and you to them. It's that vice versa. Like I said, it's seeing the value within one another. Now, why is this person in your life, Pisces? What is the purpose in your life? Why? Why? Open you up a little bit more, you know, to give you something that you never got before. I just rhymed. But yeah, taking that risk, they're going to show you that they're worth it. Remember, Treasure Island, they're worth it. Now, for those of you who are single and you want to know why haven't I found soulmate, even if you're in a relationship, just in general, why haven't some Pisces found their soulmates? Their soulmate. Why haven't some Pisces found their soulmate? A leg up. You know, being vulnerable, opening yourself up. You know, being able to ask and rely on someone. Some of you guys are extremely independent and you don't want to depend on anyone. But sometimes you have to open up a little bit, which I feel like you're working on anyway, in order for people to come in. It's like you have to stop resisting and be open to allowing. And once you do that, that's when that person comes to you, because, like I always say, like attracts like. Okay? So that's that. Let's set this off to the side. Thank you very much. You know what I want to do really quickly? I want to put it in order, because sometimes I do reference it if it does coincide with the other reading. This was this was this, and this was that. Gotcha. Okay, let's put that off to the side, and let's get into the tarot spread. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. What's happening with you guys right now? What's your current situation? You have the Ace of Coins. You know, this is new beginnings. Again, value. You know, this is something that's grounded. This is something that, you know, you feel connected to. This is somebody or someone that levels you out. And it's like they make you feel abundant. Let's clarify that. Even though I don't feel like that needs clarification. Let's clarify it anyway. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. They bring you luck. They bring you love. They bring you happiness. You guys have a good time with one another. You know, they teach you things. They expand your mind. They expand your perception of things. Remember I said I reference sometimes? Remember, what is the purpose in their life, of this person being in your life? To come to the edge, to open you up, for you to take that risk, because it's worth it. This is the current situation. Let's look at the rest of the reading. Okay, what's the past influence? What is the past influence? Okay. Past influence, we have the Two of Coins. This is juggling. How's that look? Maybe scoot it over a little bit. You know, prioritizing, trying to find a balance. This could be work-home balance, work-life balance, have you. But again, still being able to juggle two things at the same time and still stay balanced. Okay? And let's clarify that. You have the Three of Swords. Ouch. So in the past, you guys dealt with pain. You guys dealt with heartache. You guys could have dealt with infidelity in the past, where it caused you to have, like, you had no other choice. You had to find a balance because you didn't want to stay in that energy of feeling heartbroken. So it's like you got busy, but was still able to try to heal and mend yourself and to ground yourself and to level yourself out. And I feel like this was all done, like, behind closed doors. Not a lot of people knew your tears. You know, not a lot of people knew how much you cried at night or whenever, in the bathroom, at work, in your job, at your car, whatever. You know what I mean? It was like you were able to keep that leveled face on, but in the past you've dealt with some pain. Now what's a challenge? What is a challenge for you, Pisces? That takes a lot of strength to do that. You have the Two of Cups. You You have the Two of Cups in your challenge. Why do we have the Two of Cups in your challenge? That is that loving unity. That's that loving energy there. So why is it there? Ah, dear Pisces. Uh-huh. So because you've had to deal with pain in the past, I gotta do this with my hands. Because you've dealt with pain in the past, it's like your challenge is to, it's like you're trying to look at things from a logical point of view and from that balanced point of view. But it's just like, if you look at the picture, you know, the lady, she has the two swords in her hand. So yeah, she's trying to be logical about things, but at the same time, her eyes are blindfolded. So she has to go off of her intuition. So for some of you, even though, you know, your intent is to work on your intuition and be tapping into your intuition, remember the challenge is having faith in that. Let's keep going. I want to see the bigger picture. But I feel like if this person isn't in your life, I feel like this person, it's like it's like they're too good to be true. It's like they came in it's like they came in when you needed them. You know what I'm saying? And then we have something like that. I'll go back to that. Wait, let me do it now because I'm going to forget. For those of you who are single, remember a leg up. Yeah? They come in when you need them. Now, how do we overcome the challenge here? Because that is a tough challenge. Not really tough, but I mean, come on. The Two of Cups and the Two of Swords. Let's see. Patience is a virtue. All good things come in due time. And let's clarify the Seven of Coins, please. With the Ten of Swords. That's pain. Again, that's feeling betrayed. But that's letting that go though. Your barrier is to drop the past baggage that you're carrying around, even though you might not consciously think you're doing it, you're doing it. Because it's a thing that's completion. You know, this is something that obviously you've been through. For some of you guys, you've been through pain, but you got to let it go. And it's going to take some time. And that's why you guys are feeling like, you know, it's like intuitively, you know, you have to let go. Intuitively, you know, you have to trust that, you know, spirit, universe, whatever deity or whatever you believe in, you have to trust in that process of healing. Because once you do that, you know, that's when all good things come. That's when you start manifesting that beauty. Where's your focus at right now, Pisces? Where is your focus at right now? Or for the first September? Yeah, you want to feel victorious. You can see that? I might have to scooch a little bit. You want to feel victorious. You want to feel like you've accomplished something, that you got over it, that you beat. It was like against all odds. I came through it. I can do this. Like I said, it takes strength to get through that. That's not easy. That's not an easy feeling to get over. And I pulled two cards, but I'll take it. It was more than two. Okay. So clarify that we have the Nine of Wands and we have the Ace of Swords. So your focus, like I said, is it's like to overcome, you know, this past pain and to beat it against all odds, like I just said, right? And then we have the Nine of Wands. You know, this is being dedicated. You know, even though you've been through a lot, you still got the fight in you. You still can hang in there. You still haven't completely given up on love. Again, feeling victorious because you got that clarity within yourself. You know, this is something that you were clear with yourself with. Not necessarily, this doesn't have to do with the other person. Your focus is within you and how you're healing you. Now, what's the outcome? What is the outcome? Now, the Seven of Swords. Come on, Pisces. Let's clarify that. Shit, that's way too. Well, that's 2. So I'll take the 2. Yeah, baby. You gotta get out of that energy. You gotta let it go. Because you're blocking good things coming to you. And it's there. It is there. But you have to have faith that you deserved it. You know? Stop doubting the good things that are happening to you and for you. There's nothing to be confused about. You just need to drop whatever past pain that you're carrying around with you. Whoever cut you, they cut you deep. And I'm sorry. But you have the 7 of Swords. You know, this is all about, yeah, deception and lies and blah, blah, blah. But this is you lying to yourself. And then we have the 5 of Cups. You know, feeling disappointed, feeling like, you know, regret. And then you have the High Priestess. You know, that's that moon energy again. That's that yin energy again. That's your intuition. It's like the high priestess is trumping these 2 cards. So it's just like you have to tap into your intuition. You have intuition all throughout this spread. You have the High Priestess. You have the 9 of Wands. Because even though this person's burnt out and beat down, they know that they can hang in there. They intuitively know that their fight is not done. Like they still have it in them. You have the 2 of Swords. Again, instead of her feeling out these swords and things that she can logically think of, she has to tap into her intuition. But you also have a lot of luck and expansion here too with Jupiter. Okay? So you have good things here. You just gotta believe in them. And you gotta believe that you deserve them. Not everybody's out to hurt you. And this applies to a certain few, I know, but, you know, we see what we see. How we're doing with time. Not bad. All right, let's take a look at this other person, though. Let's take a look at this other person. Like, where is their mind at right now? This deck, I gotta be careful because it's slippery. It's broken in. Like, I've had this for a while, but it's like the lamination on it is slippery as hell. All right, so let's see. Oh, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? All right. Okay, maybe I should get shuffling down. Mercury's in retrograde. Did I tell you that? That's why shuffling is off. Hands aren't communicating with mind. It's a crock of shit, but still, I'm buying it. All right, so we have the 2 of Coins. So they are trying to juggle. They are trying to balance. And let's see. Let's clarify that. Okay. We have the 3 of Coins. Okay. So clearly they got that balance. And now they're on that focal point. It's like they balance things out. Now they want to, like, it's teamwork. That's what that's about. You know, this guy is focusing. Yes, he's putting his effort into, you know, carving out that coin. And he's focused. But the 3 of Coins is all about working as a team. You know, so it's just like they're finding the balance in their life as well. You know, and they want something with you. They're going to want something with you if you haven't met them, okay? Now let's see, how do they feel about you? Because their life is feeling like it's coming together. And yours is too. It's just, again, it's all about having faith. And believing that what's good is, you know, what's good. Sometimes it's you get what I'm saying. All right, so how do they feel about you? They're the Page of Swords. Let's clarify that. Shit. I felt like I should have taken that one, but whatever. And we have the 3 of Cups. So they're all about, you know, they want to spend time with you. They want to communicate this with you. They want to have a good time. They don't want to be stressing about anything that's of, you know, it's like they have like an upbeat thing going on with them. Like they're energetic. They have energy, but they're also, you know, straightforward too. Like they want to have a good time with you and they want to let you know that. Shoot. But we got 2 and I'm going to take it. We have the Magician and we have the Queen of Cups. Why are you in their life, Pisces? And that's you. Like, you guys are going to manifest something beautiful. Once you let go, it's all about things starting to come in. That's when everything starts to come in. That's that whole, that's that Wheel of Fortune type of thing going on. You know what I mean? And you had that with the Ace of Coins too. That new beginning that you that you that you deserve. Okay? That new beginning that you deserve. It's like you manifested this person in your life and they're there. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna wallow in sorrow? Are you gonna withdraw? Are you gonna shut down? Or are you gonna have faith that this person is in your life for a reason? It's all about depth. Queen of Cups, that's your energy. I don't know why I pulled out two, but you know what? That was meant to be. You guys are on a roll, huh? You guys are on a damn roll. I wanted to clarify this with one more card, but I ended up pulling out two. But that is one beautiful thing. So we have the Two of Cups again, and even if you look at the Two of Cups, oh, this is fucking glare, excuse language. But you see the woman and the guy with the mohawk? It's them again. That is that soulmate energy. You guys are going through something right now where you're doubting yourself. You're doubting yourself. And it's based off of your past. Your past is coming back and it's affecting you. If this person isn't in your life, and I know I said this before because you guys had this whole soulmate thing going on for a little bit, but if this person is not in your life, again, if you want to bring them in your life, then open up and let things go. And if they're in your life, then get out of that energy of looking at the past because it's going to bring you down. And this person wants to work with you. This person's they're in it to win it, friend. They are in it to win it. This is soulmate energy, like times two. And this is why you're in their life. You got the Lovers, you got the Magician, you got the freaking Queen of Cups, you got the Two of Cups. Come on, man. Like, all right, I'm done. I like you, Pisces. I do. All right. Thank you for watching, Pisces. Beautiful read. I don't even know what I'm going to title this. I think you guys had every love title that I can think of. So I'm going to figure that one out. But you know what? If you guys can comment below, let me know if this resonates with you. Please like, subscribe, comment below. And like I said, thank you for your patience. If you want a personal reading, the link is in the description box below. Let me know. And in the meantime, you guys, seriously, I wish you blessings and I wish you love and light. I'll catch you later. Bye.